and you'll be able to eat the egg as part of the meal today, or as your meal today, represents spring and new life. Probably was part of a tradition, a non-Jewish pagan holiday, and it was brought in. It crosses clearly into Easter as well. But it also represents the sacrifices that used to be made in the temple until its final destruction in 70 CE. Then you have bitter herbs, reminding you of the bitterness of slavery, and you have little tiny pieces of horseradish that you'll be eating.
Wash your hands.
You have parsley, which represents spring, but also how quickly the Israelites grew in Egypt. And I encourage you to take your parsley home this week or next week so that you may enjoy your parsley at home with your families. Instead of lettuce, you have celery, which also represents a bitter herb. You can eat that as part of the meal. And then you have karoset, which is an apple, nut-free concoction designed to look like the mortar of the bricks that the Israelites are said to have made to build the cities of Egypt. But it also is sweet, because this is a celebration of moving from slavery, a bitter time, to freedom, a sweet time. And as we make this transition, I want you to be thinking, what is it that personally holds you back? We all have things that we think about ourselves that hold us back. And I want you to think about what are the things, what do you need to change? This is another Jewish New Year. We have 4 celebrations of Jewish New Year's. This is the 3rd one. So we have Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the holiday cycle. We have Tu B'Shvat, the New Year of the trees. And we have Passover, which is another new year. This is the new year of our freedom. What do you need to do to liberate yourself? What are you doing that holds yourself back? That will, you could grow in a new way in this coming year. Okay, here's some guidelines. Passover is the time to ask questions. Really, every day at McGillis School is the time to ask questions, but be sure to ask questions today. Try each food, you might like it. My daughter discovered she liked hard-boiled eggs on Passover. Try it, unless you're allergic, and don't try it. Okay, participate by singing and reading, and think, how do the lessons of Passover apply to my own life? All right, we're going to start, and if adults, if you could help by pouring juice, everyone gets a cup, everyone gets a bowl, and everyone gets to take a napkin. We need just about this much juice in each cup. Just about this much juice. About a finger.
Of course.
I'll probably dig into it.
In a traditional Seder,
Plenty of matzah.
you wash your hands twice. The first time you don't say a blessing. The second time you do. We're going to just do one for our model Seder today. The interesting thing about the Hebrew is that it actually says in the blessings, you don't bless it the first time, so we're just going to, for the blessing says to shake your hands. So everyone do this. Shake your hands. Okay, good. You've done that now. All right. Now, take a piece of parsley. Will you rub it?
Right here. hearts, we dip it in salt water to remember the tears shed by those in slavery, and bless the superfood from our earth by saying the following blessing together.
Okay, dip your parsley not once but twice. And now we're going to say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'adamah, which means thank you to the source of life for the food that grows in the ground. And you eat it. Okay, listen up. Really loud. Really loud. Very good. So, underneath your doily is your matzah. Take the middle matzah, snap it. Now, you have a plastic bag on your table. Put one half in the plastic bag and give it to your teacher. Not the whole thing, just one half. And then put the rest of the matzah back on the plate. Don't eat the matzah yet. Put the matzah back on the plate. You have to follow the directions. Okay. No, guys, stop touching the food. Put it down. I need an adult at this table. Oh, here. That's you. Okay. All right. I need 2 adults at this table. Okay. All right. So, now, if you'll hold it up, we'll have a teacher come around. Now, teachers, I asked half the bags to be in Mrs. G's class, half of them to be in Mr. Blake's class. You'll hide them. Upon the kids finding all the afikomen bags in your classroom, you'll have taffy, and you can give, at the end of the day, a piece of taffy to each student for finding the afikomen bags. Okay? All right. Now, some say that the middle matzah is broken because our freedom from slavery is not complete. I'd like you to discuss at your table with the adult who's with you as the facilitator. What is incomplete in our world? What problems do you wish we could solve? Discuss. Discuss at the table. Brokenness that your table came up with that you'd like to solve? Homelessness. Nice. Hunger. Pollution. War and fighting. Stereotypes. Addictions, wow.
Obesity.
Okay. Discrimination, lovely. Thank you. We now are to the part of our Seder where we start to tell the story. We recreate the story. This is a very, all senses are used during the Seder. We smell things, we eat things, we touch things. We retell the whole story. It is traditional that the youngest children sing the four blessings, the four questions. It's actually one question with four answers. Don't ask me why it's called four questions. I cannot answer that. It's one question with four answers. So, if you are a Hebrew student, I know you've been practicing this, or if you know the four questions, would you please come forward? Okay, this is a big moment. When my daughter first started singing the four questions, I burst into tears. Big deal. Okay. Okay, so we'll hear it in Hebrew and then we'll hear it in English. Do you need me to get you started? Okay. Wonderful. So the four questions. Magda, can you read from where you are? No. Will you read again?
Why is this night different from all other nights? On all other nights, bread and products and
Matzah.
matzah, and on this night, only matzah. On all other nights, we eat all vegetables, and on this night, only bread and others. On all other nights, we don't dip our food even once, and on this night, we dip twice. On all other nights, we eat sit on reclining.
Or reclining. Why would reclining be part of this night, this Passover Seder? What does reclining mean to us? Forrest? Right, you get to chill. Did slaves get to chill? No. But free people get to chill. Okay, great. So the story of Passover. We're going to do the story of Passover through song. Okay, so everyone's going to sing, and I wish were here, but she has another class right now. So I really need you guys to sing loudly.
This is my favorite video.
It's a brilliant video.
Can we watch it?
Instead of singing, well, no,
Can we watch it after?
yeah, after, at the end. Okay.
This is that was
Okay. So, the Israelites, I told you the story, right? Joseph, family reunites, they grow in number, they're enslaved. The Pharaoh no longer remembers how Joseph, 400 years earlier, saved Egypt and the surrounding communities. And they're enslaved. And so we're going to sing this song to represent this. Like, remember this one from when you're little?
Well, I was in the play.
Were you?
The play has the same house.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and you need to do this. Bang, bang, bang. Ready? Bang, 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 hold your hammer. Bang, 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 give a heavy blow. For it's work, 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 every day and every night. For it's work, 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 when it's dark and when it's light. Now dig. Dig, 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 get your shovel deep. Dig, 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 there's no time to sleep. For it's work, 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 every day and every night. For it's work, 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 when it's dark and when it's light. Good. This is an old Negro spiritual that is about the Exodus, but it also was about slavery here in the United States. Made famous by Louis Armstrong, great trumpet player, and singer of the 30s and 40s. Do you know this one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you'll help me? You need to sing louder than me, though. Okay, so let's sing. Here we go. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. As Israel stood by the water's side, let my people go. At God's commanded did divide, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell Pharaoh, let my people go. But Pharaoh didn't want to listen, and so these two tables do the Pharaoh. You guys do this. The other 4 tables, you're my Israelites. Ready? Ready, Israelites?
Yes.
Oh, listen, listen, oh, listen, King Pharaoh. Oh, listen, please let my people go. They want to go away. They work too hard all day. King Pharaoh, what do you say? No, I will not let them go. No, I will not let them go. I believe in typecasting. Okay, so good job. All right. And then we had the plagues. The plagues were, the story tells us, that God did the plagues to convince the Egyptians of God's power, and that there was only one God. And they suffered. And so in a little bit, we're going to remember the suffering of the Egyptian people by removing a drop of juice from our cups. Okay? Yes. Rachel?
Because it was sort of very selfish, because that was touching the Pharaoh's people, but Pharaoh's people didn't have anything to do with it really. It was mostly Pharaoh. So Pharaoh
Right.
was deciding to do something.
Absolutely. Okay. You know this song? All right. Will you sing it for me? Because I'm going to lose my voice. Ready? Go. the Pharaoh says, fine, go. But it wasn't enough. As soon as they leave, he changes his mind. He follows them out. A cloud separates the people from the Egyptians. The sea parts. They cross over and they're free. And this is a traditional song that we sing called Dayenu, which means it would have been enough. It has many verses. It would have been enough if God had just delivered us from freedom. It would have been enough if God had just given us the Torah. It would have been enough if God had just given us the Ten Commandments. All of these things. This is being grateful for how much we've been given. And I think if you can learn appreciation for the things that we have, instead of always thinking, but I want more, I want more. If you can just be appreciative of what we have, Dayenu, then you're actually ahead. So the way this song goes is like this. Sing it with me if you know it. Oh, you count on your tables. And you need a napkin. Juice and a napkin. Alright.
Wait, we do want to
Hanging on to peas.
Okay.
One Jewish kid. I think that was one of 2 Jewish kids in school.
Okay. Hey, you guys, look up here. I'm going to teach you how to do this correctly. You tip your cup like this. So you just tip it so that it's easy to get some juice out. Now here's the thing. We're removing sweetness from our own cups to remember the suffering of others. There are plagues still in our world today. I mean, Ebola, as an example, right? There are all these kinds of plagues still in our worlds today. So as we celebrate and recognize how fortunate we are, we also recognize the suffering of others. As you take each drop out, drop it onto your napkin. At the end, please don't lick your finger. The last plague is the death of the firstborn. Don't lick your finger, just wipe it off. Okay? All right. So the tradition is that we will say each plague together, and then we take a drop out of our cups. All right? And we'll say it in Hebrew and in English. So the first plague is blood. So say blood. Blood. Dom. Dom. Second one, frogs. Sippardea. Third one, lice. Kinid. Fourth one, wild beasts. Arov. Animal disease. Dever. Boils. Shechin. Hail. Barad. Locust. Arbet. Darkness. Koshek. And then death of the firstborn. Machat Bechorot. All right, now it's time for some eating. Oh, wait! We always bless before we eat. Okay, I need a reader.
The unleavened bread reminds us of the Israelites did not have time to let the bread rise before them. There are times in life when we do not have time to fully prepare. We just have to take the risk and start.
Sometimes there's not time to prepare, we just have to take the risk and start. So I hope that this year will be a year of you taking a risk and just starting something. We can't always prepare for everything that we need to do. All right, please, there's matzah. Everyone needs a piece of matzah, and then we'll say the blessing together. All right. Now you're going to need matzah for the next 3 parts of the Seder. So we're just going to start with a little bite, and then you're going to add to it, and you're going to add to it. Okay? All right. Hold your matzah in the air. All right. This is the same blessing that we say for challah. Ready? Here we go. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks for matzah bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our blessing song and said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Don't eat yet? Another blessing? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nishanu b'mitzvotav, achilat matzah. Who has commanded us to eat matzah. Eat. Take a bite. All right. Magor. Oh, wow.
Why do we eat malor, horseradish, on Passover? To remember the families of slavery. Thus, how do our bitter feelings towards others enslave us and hold us back?
Have you guys ever had bitter feelings about someone?
Yeah.
How does that hold us? How does that hold you back when you have bitter feelings about someone? Yes.
You can't get out of it, so you'll end up not going anywhere.
Exactly.
And you'll get very, very stuck.
You get very stuck. So it's important that we not get stuck. Know that bitterness only impacts us. Don't hold on to it. Let it go. All right. I want you to do the following. You're going to take a piece of horseradish. And you have a choice. I'm going to give you a choice here. You can eat the maror straight, or if you're worried about that, dip it in the haroset. The brown pasty thing, the sweetness. And then together, you have something that reminds us of slavery, but also freedom. And now we'll say the blessings. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonim, al chayilat maror. Hopefully your sinuses will open up. All right. You need two small pieces of matzah. If you still have some horseradish on your table, take some horseradish, take some harosset, and take your matzah and make a halal sandwich.
Okay, so this is what you do. What can you do?
Let me tell you about this tradition.
Hey, guys.
How you guys doing? All right. Okay. All right, friends. Let me teach you about this tradition. After the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 CE, there was nowhere for the people to do sacrifices anymore. And they had to turn to another way of being Jews. And that's when prayer took the place of sacrifice. Hillel is the best known rabbi in Jewish tradition. And he said, we have to be careful about how we interpret what it says in the Torah. Because it says that we're supposed to eat matzah and maror. And so the question that Hillel asked is, does that mean we eat matzah and then we eat maror? Or does it mean that we eat matzah and maror together? But then it went on beyond that, because it also says that we're supposed to eat, the Israelites that first night ate the lamb that they sacrificed. So does that mean that they eat matzah and then they eat maror and then they eat the lamb? Or does that mean that they eat them all together? And so Hillel said, let's cover our bases. Let's cover the bases. Eat them separately and then eat them together. And so this is called a Hillel sandwich in honor of him. And the way it said is that he would take matzah, lamb, and maror, the bitter herb, and eat them together. Today, we sweeten it up by eating maror and charoset and matzah together. So enjoy your Hillel sandwich.
It's a miracle with the first
Yeah, let's go sandwich. At this point, you've now eaten all the ritual foods of Passover. And so it'd be at this point in the Seder, you can eat the steak, you can eat that now. It's at this point we now eat the meal. So on your table are the eggs. So you may take an egg, you may also take some celery.
dip it in salt water if you wish. It's a tradition. Twice. Dip twice, not once. And you may eat your meal. You may also, if there's more harosa or anything else on your Seder plate that you wish to eat, do me a favor, don't eat the beets. I need the beets. I need the beets for future Seders. You may eat everything else that's on there.
Good. This is the conclusion of our Seder. But the message of Passover: to stand up to tyrants, fight for freedom, free ourselves from the things that enslave us remain throughout the year. We drink the fourth cup of juice, enjoy the sweetness that comes with freedom, and end our Seder by saying, next year in Jerusalem. This might be the physical city of Jerusalem, of Israel, or it might be a place of fullness, peace, and happiness within each other.
So will you please raise your cups of juice? And we'll sing the blessing one last time.